Hi Leo, this is Nyonjo with Truth is Changed Tarot, and I'm here to do our January 2017 reading. So, Happy New Year, and yeah, let's get started. So, your overall message for January 2017 is isolation. So, I'm going to read from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck exactly what that means. So, do not wait for the right time to live your life. You're on the verge of something big, but if you don't participate, it could pass you by. Do you know? Okay. The card is saying, sorry, it's the story that goes with it. I'm trying to translate it. So the card is saying, do you know the difference between isolation and solitude? So the keywords are self-protection, making excuses, over-preparing, never feeling ready to take action. And I'll read the larger kind of message too to clarify that. This card denotes wealth and an ability to do anything well. Trust and loyalty are indicated. You have a great capacity for healing. And then your clarifiers are cycle and voice. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Maybe that's better. There we go. Anyways, cycle and voice. So it seems like a cycle is ending. The cycle of kind of putting yourself in places and situations where sorry, I'm trying to adjust this without. There we go. My lighting is kind of weird. Okay. So a cycle is ending around how you use excuses to protect yourself from situations that have been harmful to you in the past. It seems like that cycle has ended, and this isolation card is asking you to move out of this solitude and kind of use the knowledge that you've gained from this period of just of introspection to communicate what you have found to other people. So it's not just in the sense of communicate like I went on this journey and this is my knowledge to share. It's also you really communicating the boundaries, the information that you've got, the information that you have processed that kind of puts you in this place of isolation and self-protection. It's now time to communicate that, and yeah, it's time to communicate that. And I think one of the bigger things it said with the card is that trust and loyalty are indicated. So maybe this situation, there's a cycle, there's experiences that you had perhaps over and over again where your trust is broken and your people felt people were not there for you, and this kind of placed you it kind of forced you to really depend on yourself, which is why you have the ability to do things, you have the capacity to do a lot of things on your own, but at this point it's kind of asking you to make sure that you're using that and not just kind of sitting on it, basically. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the left part of your reading. So we have, for the singles, the Five of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. this is what I was just saying around trust and loyalty being broken, people falling through, people not being reciprocal. And this is a lot of what the Six of Pentacles energy is. People not giving as much as they take. And that's kind of really left you in a very confused state, in a state of conflict. And perhaps how you react to new people is out of that place of hurt and self-protection. And that's kind of why maybe you have a tendency to lash out or be reactive, because you've been in a place where you had to fight to, you know, fight for your respect, fight for your dignity. So when people kind of, you know, if it seems like people are going to do you wrong, you kind of just, you know, you isolate yourself. You kind of back away. You're like, no, which is very unleo-like. And I know that energy is really difficult to navigate because it doesn't feel natural to distance yourself from people. But like I just said, it's asking you to carry this knowledge forward, to be able to understand, you know, from now on, like what reciprocity, like you understand now what reciprocity looks like. You understand just how important it is to be respected or do be honored for your generosity, because you're very generous. You know, Leos are very generous. We're really generous in how we give our time and our energy. And I think that's another one of the things that's asking you to do is to understand the value of solitude. And it's not something that is like, it becomes isolation when, not just because you're trying to protect yourself, but when you feel stuck, when you feel uncertain. You know, it's a response to uncertainty and feeling out of control. So this reciprocity, having a knowledge around reciprocity, you know, this is what's going to make you feel equipped to be able to handle future situations where people are trying to challenge you. And this is definitely, you know, I said in terms of friendships, romantic, potential romantic partners, community members, whatever. Like, you have the information there, and it's just a matter of, you know, really ending this cycle and vocalizing those boundaries and barriers and expectations. Definitely. Pull one more card. Yeah. Nine of Wands, or the Nine of Swords in reverse, to clarify this situation. You know, this has made you feel really stressed out. Maybe people have been responding to you in really negative ways when you've been trying to change your expectations or whatever, because they just, you know, don't understand what you've gone through and how you become to who you are right now. So it's asking you to kind of release all that information that people are kind of saying to you, and really center this need for balance, this need for change in this way, for this need for growth. All right, let's go to the couples. So you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so maybe, I mean, there's a lot of Earth here in the singles and the couples. So maybe you're dealing with the Earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or maybe someone has Earth in their chart. Maybe for singles, Earth and Air. So it's like you and your partner, y'all are trying to figure out a way to stabilize your relationship after this sort of new information has come in. And it's like you're trying to figure out how to really balance that information, because right now it's like there's just a lot of things around balance and trying to find balance and with this with both the singles and the couples. And I feel like Pull another card. You have the Lovers here to clarify the Two of Pentacles reverse. So you're trying to move to this love energy, this fruitful connection, this inspiring and motivating connection, but it seems like things are really uneven, and it's like regardless you're gonna keep moving forward, whether your partner is gonna be there or not. It's just like you are striving towards this energy. This is what you deserve. This is what you need. And if there's any sort of imbalance, that's gonna block the energy of this. Like, it's almost like you're trying to make a decision. Maybe, you know, yeah, it's like you're trying to make a decision between releasing one thing and moving on to another thing, or between two people, or between two mindsets. Like, regardless, you're just trying to figure out what it means to be able to get to this energy. Yeah, you have the Ten of Swords here, because it seems like it's kind of feeling like it's eating you up a little bit. Like, it feels very overwhelming to be placed in this situation. I mean, it's a new year, and it feels like you're kind of carrying this baggage from the new year, from 2016 into the new year, and you're done with it. I mean, this is the end of a cycle. Like, you're done with it. You're done with feeling this is outside of your reach. Like, you want to feel this with your partner. You want to feel this balance, this connection, but it's just like in between. The Lovers are in between. The Lovers is in between this kind of hard realization and this imbalance, uncertainty of what to do with it. Oops, this way. It's the last card. So I think you're going to get your answer. You have the Chariot reverse. You're going to get your answer from slowing things down, obviously, because the Chariot's reverse is like the momentum has gone to a halt. And it's almost like, even though you've been in a period of reflection, it's like kind of been too much. So it's asking you to gain the wheels. Take the wheel. I'm like, where's that Carrie Underwood song? Take the wheel. Take the wheel. You're the one in control. And my cards keep going anywhere. And then with the Queen of Cups energy here, you know, being able to take the wheel is going to make you feel a little bit more internally nurtured, as opposed to just kind of overwhelmed and uninformed. Like, you have the information, you're just like unsure how to move forward, but how you're going to move forward in this way where you're going to be able to address any sort of negativity as well. I mean, the Queen of Cups in reverse has to do with someone who's kind of emotionally manipulative, or dynamic in a relationship that's codependent. Maybe that's the information that you're getting. This is not like, this relationship is not healthy. It's not the way it should be. It could be, you know. So it's asking you to take the wheel and investigate what needs to have a little bit more. You need to have a little bit more restraint in. You know, maybe you're overgiving. You know, it could go either way, overtaking, whatever. It's just imbalance is present. So it's a matter of really figuring out how to place that. One more card. Couples here. Okay. Yeah. Your intuition, like I just said, your intuition is going to be really key to be able to navigate this energy. All right, let's get to the work, passion, community. So you have the Two of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Cups, and the Mother of Wands in reverse. So this Nine of Cups energy is this emotional fulfillment. It's really being content. It's contentment that has been brought from the work that you've done to manifest this happiness. But right now, it seems like you're being blocked because you have this, I mean, this is your energy, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Two of Wands. So you have all your energy. It's just like you're almost stifling yourself. You know, you're overthinking things here with the Queen Queen of Wands. It's like your energy is kind of spent. You know, you've made a decision. Let me see, what around? A situation that was not clear. Like, it's like you're in a situation where there is no clear ending in sight, but you still have to make a decision around it. And that decision is going to lead you to this emotional fulfillment. But why is your energy reversed? Okay. You have the sun reversed. This is also connected to Leo. It's like you're burning yourself out. Like, you're burning yourself out trying to achieve this emotional fulfillment. And you're never really going to, it's not going to be sustainable. It's like you kind of made this decision in the dark. This emotional fulfillment is attainable, and it's happening, and it will happen, and it's happening. But the ability to carry the momentum is sort of blocked because your energy is reversed here. Like, you're draining out, you're driving, you're burning yourself to the ground, you're spending your energy in ways that are not useful or productive or caring to yourself, and that's kind of, you're trying to hide that energy too. You're like, I got it, I'm good, like, you know, I'm done all this work, you know, I'm not, it's like you're, okay, with the moon card, it's like you don't understand how much work you're, excuse me, how much work you're putting in. Excuse me. Okay. You don't know how much, you understand how much work are you putting in, because it's just like, you're in this fog. So you don't, it's hard to recognize your productivity. So you kind of put yourself into the ground, and then I pulled another card, which is a 10 of Wands in reverse. So it's asking you to release this energy, the burdens of, it's asking you to release the load that you're carrying, and, what is that word? Delineate those tasks to other people. Reach out for support, you know, so you're able to get to this place of emotional fulfillment, because right now, you know, you're carrying a lot. And it's difficult not to want to be able to control the outcome of outcome of a situation, but it's ultimately leading you to be stagnated, especially because you're isolating yourself by holding on the weight of everything. So communicate. Oh, the voice. Communicate. So let's get to your spirituality and higher purpose part of your reading now. So you have the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers here. I feel like Leo's been getting, at least I've been getting as a Leo, the Wheel of Fortune a lot, which is great. So what your challenge is in terms of connecting to your higher purpose right now. And this could just be circumstances that have been happening in your life that haven't been covered under love or work or passion or community. So, the Emperor. The Emperor is an energy of having structures and in place to make sure that the manifestations of the abundance and all the work that you're that work that you've been putting in happens. So it's going from the Empress energy of this abundance, of this fertileness, and then handing it over to the Emperor to make sure that this abundance is there's continuous stability. So what I'm trying to say is that you have this abundance present, but you're trying to figure out how to make sure that energy is maintained. And you're kind of, like I said earlier, you're kind of fretting over it. It's kind of leading to be stagnated because you don't know which decision to make. And so what the Wheel of Fortune is saying as a result, which the universe has a funny way of saying this, but it's asking you to have faith. It's asking you to understand that you put the work in. You made the structures. You laid the structures down. You laid the foundations. You made a plan. Like, you know, give yourself credit. You have, it's like in the universe's hands right now, which is really hard to hear. I know for me, I'm just like, yeah, the universe has it. Yeah. It's difficult. But, you know, it's ultimately going to get you to this place the Lovers. You know, it's going to get you a place to connect to people, you know, situations and connections where that really make you feel good in your heart space, that make you feel almost like things are fated. It's like you really, that sense of fate that the Wheel of Fortune brings in will really feel present once you kind of trust it, and it will bring these options in, and you'll be able to make the right decision because you've put the work in. Like I said earlier, your overall message is having been putting the work in, you know, moving from isolation to solitude, or isolation to solitude to movement forward, so that you're able to, you know, have this beautiful energy present in your life. Alright, so then we have your overall messages, which is, I meet resistance with kindness, and I forgive and let go with loving ease. So one of the things that I noticed with these two cards is this. They're both naked. I think this one is naked. Well, they're both pretty naked. And that to me is like a reflection of vulnerability and the power of being in tune with your emotions. And, you know, there's probably an element of feeling like you were done wrong, like things are not going your way. You know, like it said with this, the isolation card, it's just like, it's almost like you're resisting this change because it puts you in a place of having to open yourself up to people to be potentially let down. And I think it's asking you as a result to, you know, if that situation does happen, you have the capacity to discern what you need to do as a result of those people who let you down or hurt you. You have the information now, you know, and it's also saying, like, forgive and let go. You know, like I've said in the past, forgiveness is not something, it's a very loaded term, and the way I define it, as opposed to just, like, you know, the way I define it is just having a different relationship in your mind to that situation. Like, for me, you know, someone hurt me really bad, in the way that I have moved through that process of healing. It's not necessarily forgiving, but having a different relationship in terms of, like, how I treat myself from being in that relationship. I think one of the chakra cards is like, can you forgive yourself for loving people who hurt you? You know, can you forgive yourself? That's a lot of what it says. Can you forgive yourself for experiencing the situation? It's like, don't blame yourself, you know. And you'll be able to have you'll be able to hold space for that person's energy, and you'll know what to do with it. And you'll be able to, like I said, let go, forgive and let go, have a different relationship with that energy, basically. So yeah, that's what it's asking you to do. Yeah, so that's your reading. If you like a personal reading from me, email me at truthexchangetarot. If you like a personal reading from me, go to my website, which is truthexchangetarot.tumblr.com, and it's in the description below. And also on my website, I have my full moon and new moon readings that I do every month, and also on my Instagram as well, in addition to my life, if you're interested. And yeah, thanks for watching. Blessings.